Wife had affair, only admitted after being caught. Wants to reconcile but am stuck. Hello, this is my first Reddit post ever. So I've been married 5 years. We've been together for 12 years. We have 2 kids, 3 and 7. About a year ago during the pandemic, things weren't great between us. We were growing disconnected but things were trucking along. My wife was furloughed, had broken her foot, was homeschooling our eldest, and at this time her dad and sister were not going well with their health, so she was going through a lot. I ended up catching her in bed with a female friend one night, and things got explosive and I saw on her phone messages from her friend Johnny that were obviously S-time-ul and inappropriate. This guy is a former work acquaintance who lives out of town but comes here occasionally for work, has a tattoo artist and she had got a tattoo from him that week and I let her go to his place for a get-together with friends. Even though I saw text alluding to them having S-time, she only admitted to making out. I ended up going through her Instagram and text messages and they were deeply S-timing and things were taking on an SM vibe. It was also disturbing. I went into a rage, threw her phone on the ground. It shattered. So for 6 months after this, we tried couples therapy. She eventually wanted to separate. She gaslighted me the whole time even though I was despondent and couldn't give up the fact that I knew they had S-time even though she wouldn't admit. I did all the things like trying to win her back and trying date nights and being better partner around the house, but she just wasn't ready. She was too connected to this guy. I caught her S-timing him again in April and she supposedly cut off contact with him. I went out of town in May to get some space and she promised she wouldn't see him. While I was out of town, she texted me saying she wanted to give things a go, to not separate. I was so happy and came back renewed to get things back on track. Things were going okay this summer. She got a new job and I asked her to block him on IG, which she did. But then in June I caught her S-timing him again and I lost it, got suicidal, called 911, etc. Obviously, very toxic all around. I emailed the guy after this telling him to leave my wife alone. A month later, I start getting emails from the guy's girlfriend and things all started to come out in the open. Turns out, of course they had S-time that first time back in the fall, but the kicker is, on the night I was out of town and the same night she texted me saying she wanted to work things out. Turns out he was in town and she caved and let him come over, and they had S-time in my house, on my couch, while my kids were asleep. She chalks it up to alcohol, past S-time-ul trauma, so many reasons but none of them make it okay and I cannot stop thinking about them having S-time. I know all the details and I can't unsee it. Since it was all first out in the open, she's determined to make things right and has been doing everything she can, but I'm stuck. I just feel it's unforgivable, but maybe I'm wrong. I do love her and I really want things to work out. Our kids need us and when things are good, we are a great team. I really need to know if things can get better. I am an overthinker and I am worried that maybe I just can't overcome this. Thank you. Redditors' reactions. Redditor 1, my friend. You have gone though enough. Stop doing this to yourself. Your kids deserve to have their dad happy and most of all, you deserve happiness. You can be a great dad separated. Redditor 2, she is determined to make things right. She has claimed that before but you know it was always a lie. She never ceased communication, never stopped the affairs. She cannot fix this because she is broken. She will cheat again because she has not fixed herself. Redditor 3, you need to work on you. Prepare for a life with her as a co-parent. DNA test the kids, just so she gets some idea of the lack of faith you have in her. If she ducked a tattoo artist into SM on the couch, drunk with kids in the house, you need to start wondering if they are safe with her. You need to be the rock, for yourself and the kids. No booze, no drama. If you can make steps toward that, you will have more good days and you will come to understand that she won't be your special person ever again. Understanding this at a deeper level from a place of strength will allow you to leave or stay, on your terms. Redditor 4, she gaslighted me the whole time even though I was despondent and couldn't give up the fact that I knew they had S-time even though she wouldn't admit. Reconciliation requires certain actions and a certain attitude from the cheater for a long period of time ever after and no room for error. These are non-negotiable and do not include gaslighting, blame shifting, etc. Rather, it requires the exact opposite of that. This indicates that she is not our material. Sorry to tell you. I caught her timiding him again in April and she supposedly cut off contact with him. So, this wasn't a one-time mistake. But then in June I caught her timing him again. Are you starting to see a pattern of behavior here? Yes you are. She chalks it up to alcohol, past time trauma, so many reasons. Yes, blame shifting. Classic serial cheater behavior, indicative of one who is not our material. I cannot stop thinking about them having time, I know all the details and I can't unsee it. Yes, that's rough. And if you are to stay with her, these mental movies will likely never go away, especially because she is more invested in tricking you than actually changing her behavior. So therefore you can't trust her deep down. And because you can't trust her, you can look forward to having that wound torn open time and again for as long as you stay with her. She's determined to make things right and has been doing everything she can. Sorry to tell you this, but bullshit. If she were determined to make it right, it would have been a one-time mistake and there would be no gaslighting or blame shifting. She does not meet even the lowest standard for our forget what she says, look at what she actually does. There is a pattern of inconsistency between her words and her actions. This means she is a serial liar. I do love her and I really want things to work out. Our kids need us and when things are good, we are a great team. Unfortunately, for a relationship to be healthy and work requires more than one-sided love. Love conquers all is a bullshit, cliché, mantra which is untrue. Again, there would be certain things required of her and she is clearly unable or unwilling to meet those requirements. Define great team. Perhaps in terms of co-parenting, yes you may be a great team. In terms of relationship, you are anything but. Unless, of course, you can live with being in a one-sided polyamorous relationship. Is that what you want? Doesn't seem like it to me. Is she cool with it if you sleep with other women? I'm guessing not. So what does that tell you? She can do it, but you aren't allowed. So, she wants the freedom of polyamory but wants you chained to monogamy. What does this say about her to you? You didn't agree to a polyamorous relationship when you married, did you? No, you agreed to the exact opposite of that, in fact. And yet, she reserves the right to redefine the terms of the agreement unilaterally and retroactively. And if you have a problem with that, you are the asshole? Come on now. Listen, I am not anti or across the board. At the same time, I realize that requires things that 99% of cheaters do not have within them. She clearly does not have what is required. There are no easy ways out of this. There's the hard way divorce and the harder way are. Choose wisely, brother. I would look into EMDR therapy to deal with the mind movies, FYI. I used an app that does this and it's already helping from what I can tell. It's called Mind Reset. Redditor 5, you two can still be a good team for your children. As co-parents, she not only repeatedly cheats with this guy, but has also cheated with at least one other person. On top of that, she brought him to your home with your children in the house. That would have been very confusing and traumatizing to your children. You and your children deserve to have you in a good mental health space. That won't happen if you stay with her. I recommend documenting everything you can, getting a good lawyer. Redditor 6, sometimes cheaters cross a line that the betrayed are not able to erase. Even if she does everything perfect and completely deserves another chance, it's still not your fault. Cheaters are 100% at fault for cheating. We all have a line that should not be crossed because there is no coming back. Trust is earned and sometimes it cannot be re-earned. Redditor 7, how could you ever overcome this while being with her? You really tried everything, gave her so many chances, and each and every time she made a decision for her affair partner and against you. She doesn't want to be with you, she made that clear. She probably wants to have you around so that you look after the kids while she meets with her lover, or because of your money but not because of you. After all the betrayal, the lies, the cheating, what more needs to happen so that you finally show her that enough is enough? You love her but she doesn't love you. You are worried about how the kids might react while she doesn't care about that. You want this to work out while she is doing what she can to destroy the marriage. And all the while she is sitting there and typing on her phone to arrange her next meeting with her lover. Get tested for STDs. Meet with a lawyer. Kick her out. You are worth so much more than to be treated this way. Redditor 8, when things are good you're a great team. But when things are a bit rough she starts effing other men and lying to you about it. The problem I see is that her words don't match her actions. She says she wants to get back together, but her actions show that she had time with that guy the exact same night. So what actions is she taking to fix the problem within herself? Or is she just giving you words and promises? Is she seeing a therapist? Joining an infidelity support group? Reading self-help books about fixing infidelity? Is she confessing what she did to her friends and family so they can help keep her honest and so they can support you? Redditor 9, bro, to hell with her, she cheating on you with anyone she can. She doesn't give a shit about you, she just doesn't want to be the bad guy. Let me tell you what's going to happen. You will take her back, and a few years later she will be the one who divorces you because you can't get over the past, or she just naturally grew apart from you. Sir, the relationship is dead. Go be with someone who really loves you.